How's it going? Today I wanted to do a quick video about an oil change on a 2016 Hyundai Tucson 1.6 liter turbo, and just thought I'd put it up. I got everything we need here, some shop rags, oil. I'm using the synthetic Pennzoil Platinum 530, 5W30, but you can use different oil types depending on your climate. Recommend you use a funnel, obviously. I got parts cleaner just because I want to clean up the residual oil. I recommend using gloves. Genuine filter is always recommended. Crush washer. You're going to need a 17mm wrench and a 10mm socket. I like to use it on a drill because there's 8 nuts that I've already taken out, but I'll show you that you need to take out. So I referred to the owner's manual for oil capacity. So it says it takes 4.76 quarts of at least ACEA or higher oil. And like I said, depending on your climate, you can actually use different types of oil. 530s recommended for best fuel economy, so that's what I'm going with. All right, now I have mine up on ramps. You can do this a couple of different ways, jacking it up and putting up jack stands. I like the ramps, they're pretty easy, so that's what I went with. So first I recommend actually taking your oil cap off. So when you take out your drain plug, it'll get some positive flow. We're gonna go underneath the car. I like to put cardboard down or something that you can lay on that's not so dirty. Make sure, you don't have to use a tray obviously, but make sure you keep your bolts all together because they will roll around and you may end up losing them. So let me see if I can get a good view right here. So like I said, I already took these off, but there's a one here, one there, and it goes all the way around. It's actually a pretty small little belly pan, so you can kind of see how the bolt pattern is for those. So the drain plug is actually right up in the front here, as you can see, and then the oil filter is right there. So it's pretty easy to get to. They're both right next to each other. I actually really like this design by Hyundai. Super easy to change your own oil. So let me see. All right, so here I got the oil plug, drain plug broke free. So get my oil pan in place here. And as it gets towards the end, you kind of just want to get it right towards the edge, and then just kind of spin it off quickly. There we go. Pretty straightforward. All right, we're waiting for our last little bit of oil to come out. I have got my crush washer on the drain plug. I'm actually going to put this back in before I take the oil filter out, just so I don't have to worry about that oil dripping on me while I'm trying to get the oil filter out. All right, now I'm going back in with the oil drain plug here. Pretty easy. Just make sure the old crush washer has came off, and we'll tighten that down. Okay, and then we're gonna bring down the oil filter. I forgot to mention I did use an oil filter wrench. You don't need to, but it does make it a lot easier. It's going to be quite a bit, so you just let it drain. And like I said, once you get the new oil filter on and the drain plug in, you just use your brake cleaner to clean up the residual. And be careful when you're installing the oil filter not to over tighten it. Once you get it snugged on there, you only want to go about a quarter to a half turn past when it's actually getting tight. Same thing with the drain plug. You don't want to over tighten that because you can do some damage to the oil pan. All right, before you install your new oil filter, you want to obviously remove this coating, but it's important to see the seal. Make sure that the old seal coat comes off the old oil filter with it, that it doesn't get attached to the drain pan or drain part of the engine block. Take a little new oil and just condition the seal a little bit, and then we're good to go back in with it. Alright, now we're gonna reinstall the oil filter. So I just spin it on until it meets, and then you really only have to give it a half turn past. And then that's good. And then I'll take the brake parts cleaner and I'll just clean up the residual oil. Alright, now we're gonna just reinstall the belly pan, get those screws back in, and we'll go up top and pull it up. These don't have to be all that tight. Just tighten them until they're snug. Alright, now that we have everything done on the bottom, everything patched up, and we're going to start filling the oil. I already put the funnel in here. Like I said, we're doing about 4.6 liters. Obviously, once we put all the oil in, we're going to start it up and then we're going to check the oil level. It's important you don't overfill your oil as well. All right, that should do it. Take the rag. Pull this out, and we'll close it up and get it started. All right, now that we've started it up and let it run, let the oil get into the oil filter in the system, we're just gonna check the oil. All right, as you can see, it's right up to the full marker, which is indicated with an F, so good to go. Like I said earlier, I use this oil wrench like this type, just like a 3/8 drive. Last but not least, we are going to want to reset the service interval indicator, and it's recommended every 5,000 miles by Hyundai, and every 3 months. I usually drive 5,000 miles in less than that time, so you just go here. You can change it though, but like I said, recommended time is 5,000 miles. And there we go, we're all reset. If you enjoyed this video, please like,